It's the country's #1 RVing radio show, sponsored by RVtravel.com, with your host, Alan Warren, the RV Wingman.
I am the RV Wingman, and you know what? Part of my job is to find you the absolute best guests that I can that'll help you get into the RV lifestyle. If you are not yet an RVer, or if you're an RVer, a female RVer, you really need to know my next guest. She is an RVer herself. She's super smart, very helpful, and I'll tell you, she's one of the best female ambassadors of the RV lifestyle that I know of. She has appeared on Fox and Friends, and is a frequent speaker at RV shows and events all around the country. Let's bring up my friend, the girl camper herself. Hiya, Janine Pettit.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. You are one popular lady.
Oh, I guess in some circles.
Hey, Goose, can you bring up the audio just a little bit? I'm not sure if I need to dial something up on my end or not. So, Janine,
is that
Girl
any
Camper.
better?
Yeah, that's a whole lot better. So, Girl Camper is a brand like Nike or Under Armour. What's a short story?
Not quite like Nike, but we're getting there.
How does a little old you, a lady who just loves RVing, how did you become this superstar? Tell us about it.
The short answer is by the grace of God, and the longer answer is really, Alan, by doing what I love. So I think really when you have a passion for something and it kind of rises to the surface. So I started camping with all these women. And, when women know something, they want other women to know. We share well with others. And so I started getting all my friends, hey, why don't you come camping with me? Why don't you get a little trailer? This is our group. We go places. We do things. And people started asking me to come to events and be a speaker. So I was actually at a speaking event at the Country Living Fair in New York State, and lo and behold, someone from Go RVing was in the audience. So that's what I mean by the grace of God. I couldn't have planned that if I tried. And they came up to me afterwards and said, oh, my gosh, what are you, this crazy camping lady? How do we get you to tell the rest of the country that RVing is for anybody, that there are solo women travelers out there? You don't need a husband, a partner, or someone to go with you if you want to do it. There's women who are going to help you do it. So I started writing a blog for Go RVing.
Janine, what did you do before you became the girl camper? I mean, you were so articulate, so enthusiastic. Did you have a career, or was this something you just fell into?
Well, I was kind of like a jack of all trades, and I was a stay-at-home mom, but I think people like me who have my kind of nature and personality always have some side hustle going on. So I worked in interior design. I ran a workroom. I made pillows and bedding, and I sewed, and then I became a real estate agent. I owned an antique shop. Then I got into restoring vintage campers. I did 9 vintage campers with my husband. And I'm a person who, my husband jokes, I have 2 speeds, 0 and 5. And it's amazing to him how quickly 5 can come on.
I can relate to that. So, yeah, I mean, how neat is that to be able to have a career doing something that you are so passionate about, you love so much? You've got to just be happy every day to wake up and do what you love.
I do, and I feel really blessed by that. I don't think it's not like I sat down and said, let me have a business plan here. Let me figure out how to make money doing what I'm doing. It all kind of evolved. Well,
I'm getting some feedback from people that in the live stream, they're not able to hear our audio, so we're working on that. I'm a little bit discombobulated, but so you get to go places and see things that you may have never even considered years ago, right?
No, and you know what? When my kids were young and I was a girl camper and I was, going on weekend trips, when I still had kids living at home, I wouldn't go very far. I would go, 2 or 3 hours away from home, the Chesapeake, the Delaware water gap, and I would only stay away for 2 or 3 days. But when my youngest graduated from high school 2 years ago, I said to my husband, I'm getting rid of the vintage RV. I am getting a real RV with hot running water and water on demand and a toilet and air conditioner, and I am going to Yellowstone. And that's what I did. I finally got to the other side of the Mississippi River, and I took a 4-week trip.
By yourself?
Got in the car, and my girlfriend Mary came with me, and with her truck and trailer, so we each had our own rig. And Mary and I drove from New Jersey to Yellowstone, and then our husbands flew into Yellowstone, camped with us for 10 or 11 days, flew home, and Mary and I drove the rigs home.
That sounds so fun. Who taught you, Janine? Who taught you about RVing, or what did you learn as you went along?
I grew up in a camping family. But we were tent campers with an occasional borrowed pop-up. And so I didn't know a lot about it until when I was 17 or 18, my parents bought a motor home. And my dad was very patient. My dad could really teach. So he really taught me how to drive and how to tow. But I didn't do much towing as a kid, just little short things. Mm-hmm. But I had a confidence. I knew he had confidence in me. So when I bought my first vintage camper down in North Carolina, I said to my husband, I'm going down there in our family minivan. I drove down there by myself, 12 hours down to Asheville, hooked the thing up, and drove it home. And I just got in the right lane and went slow and steady.
What were those first solo trips like for you? It sounds like it would really, I mean, you had some training, so it probably wasn't that difficult, or was it a little bit intimidating?
No, it was freaking terrifying.
In what way? I mean, I guess in every way.
No, I would drive along, but I was always, every little noise, I would be like, what do you think that was? It wasn't until I got to know my vehicle and got to know the tow vehicle behind it, the more educated I got about what I was doing, the more confidence I had. And so that's why it's so important to me now as the podcaster to not only inspire women to go camping, but to really give them practical tools on how to do it, to teach them. Here's the steps involved in getting hooked up. Here's the 6 things we want to look at before we pull away. Here's what you do if you hear some noise that seems really odd. Here's a safety plan. So we really want to educate women and make sure that they gain as much knowledge about their tow vehicle, the gross vehicle weight ratios, the towing capacity, that when they're out there, it's not a white-knuckle experience. For me, it was, and I learned along the way, and I'm hoping I can educate women before they hit the road.
You know, I'm thinking that today with you, Janine Pettit, and Girl Camper, your podcast, and all the resources you've got, there's never been a better time, an easier time for women to get the help and encouragement they need to get out there and enjoy it.
I think that is so true, Alan. There's so many resources out there. We were laughing that on our very first trip, a couple of days ago, we were talking about it. On the very first trip that we went on, we had a folder full of all MapQuest maps that we had printed off at home. My girlfriend was in the passenger seat reading the maps to us. Now we jump in the car and we have all this technology, and, we're not alone and we're not afraid. It is a great time.
Hey, why, just real quickly in about 45 seconds or so, Janine, why do you think RVing and camping is so appealing to women?
Oh, I think it is time to turn the world off. I think when we get to get out there and we get to disconnect a little, and women are caretakers, and when you get out to that campground, it's time for you to put up your feet and restore yourself. I really think there's something in nature that just restores us.
Well, I got to tell you, that goes for not just women, but men and everybody. I think sometimes turning off the technology should be mandatory.
Yes.
Between the instant, messaging and the texting and all that, I think we lose sight of what the Lord has put out there in front of us.
It's too much coming in, and when we get to sit around that campfire and the Wi-Fi doesn't work, and we're just sitting there watching those sparks dissolve up into the air. Oh,
it's magic.
That happens inside, yeah.
Hey, Janine, hang on. We got to jump for a break. We're going to pick it back up on the other side, all right?
Thanks, Alan.
All right, good deal. All right, she's the girl camper, everybody. Janine Pettit. She is one cool lady. We're going to find out where she's hanging out this week because I think she's over in the Rocky Mountains. You never know with that girl. All right, the girl camper and the RV wingman will be right back. This is the RV Show USA. So please let her know. All right, Miss Katie is picking out this hour's winners of the $50 gift card. She'll announce them right after I say a few words about my friends over at RV Station. RV Station is the RV dealership that folks are talking about here in Texas. They are more than just a place to buy an RV. They're an RV dealer that still does business the old-fashioned way. Now, RV Station has 7 locations in Texas, so there's one not too far from you. But I got to tell you, they are not like the superstores that you see along the interstate where they sell hundreds of RVs, get you out the door as quickly as they can. RV Station is different. They have smaller stores, but the best brands of RVs. Most of their stores are in what they call B markets, meaning that they're close to metro areas, but they don't have the huge rent to pay that the big boys do. Lower rent means bigger savings to you, the RVer, and bigger savings is just part of it. They got something else, I believe, that people at RV Station, well, you need to know they are different. They're different in a good way, a fantastic group of folks that know their stuff with a small town feel. I'll stick my neck out and say this. If you have a problem with an RV that you buy at RV Station, they will bend over backwards to help you in ways that most other RV dealers will never do. Why? Well, because they want you to be happy and they want you to be a customer for life. They've been doing business right here in Texas for more than 10 years, doing business the right way, treating customers like they matter. Probably shouldn't say this, but if you aren't happy with the way you're treated at RV Station, you could be one of those people that I talked about in the opening monologue. So if you're looking for a great new RV at a super price with world-class after-the-sale service, look no further than my friends at RV Station. I really like these folks a lot. I know you will too. RVstation.com, RVstation.com. Tell them the RV Wingman sent you.